In motorsports, there are moments when the competition between teammates becomes just as intense as the fight against outside rivals. And that's exactly what happened in this heated clash between the number 20 and number 54 cars. To fully understand this event, we need to break down how one small miscalculation created major contact. The incident began in turn 1 of the race when the driver admitted he made a mistake. He explained that he was not trying to spin out his teammate, but was simply attempting to pass. Passing in tight corners is already difficult, and when both cars are running near the limit, the smallest miscalculation can cause contact. According to the driver, this was not an intentional move to knock anyone out of the way, but a racing error caused by the challenge of getting past the number 54 car.
We made contact in a one. It was like a fourth or fifth time we made contact, but eventually ended up getting spun. Well, I made a mistake in a turn 1, so yeah, I would have made a mistake with anybody in that position. I was trying to get by him. that was a task in itself. Yeah, I'll let leadership kind of quarterback it however they'd like to, but obviously us, the 2019, are all trying to win a championship for their family. So it's crazy, unfortunate why we're racing the way we are.
Racing cars at this level travel at speeds well over 150 miles per hour in the corners, which leaves very little margin for error. Even a difference of half a second in braking or steering can result in a collision. The driver stressed that he would have made the same mistake against anyone in that position. This was not about teammates or rivalry, but about the reality of competitive racing. Still, the fact that it happened with a teammate made the situation more sensitive. NASCAR teams rely on cooperation between drivers, especially during the playoffs, and contact within the team can lead to hard feelings or mistrust. The driver recognized that leadership within the team would have to handle the discussion and decide how teammates should race each other in such high-pressure situations. The broader context is that this is not just about 2 cars. Joe Gibbs Racing is one of the most successful organizations in NASCAR, with dozens of championships and hundreds of wins across multiple series. The team's strength comes from both individual talent and the ability to work as a unit. When teammates clash, it threatens that balance. The driver admitted that while drivers get most of the attention, the engineers, pit crew members, and crew chiefs also have to deal with the fallout. A race weekend involves nearly 100 people per team, from mechanics to strategists, and their work can be overshadowed when drivers make contact with each other. After the incident, the driver gave more details about how the race unfolded. He said that once the number 54 car got back clear of him and the number 20 car, they were able to run him back down. However, the difficulty was in finding enough space to make a clean pass.
54, we got back clear of me and the 20, and we ran them right back down, and then just couldn't get any space to race once we were trying to pass. And so, yeah, I don't know what the formula is, but I'm sure Joe and those guys will figure it out. Well, I certainly did not want to spin out, certainly a teammate of anyone, but yeah, I was trying to get space to race and trying to get by the 54 and just got into it.
On tracks like New Hampshire, where this race took place, space is limited and restarts become critical. The driver admitted that he struggled on restarts, particularly from the bottom lane. Each restart is a chance to gain or lose several positions in only a few seconds, and failing to take advantage can doom the rest of the run.
Couldn't get going on restarts. I didn't do a good job there, especially on the bottom restarts, and it just was an average day. It's been a while since we've really kind of been this average at this track as Toyotas as a whole, so just gotta get a little better.
The personal relationship between both also came into question. The senior driver said he actually communicates with Ty more than any other teammate. He's been something of a mentor, trying to guide Ty through the steep learning curve of the Cup Series. Ty has raw talent and a high ceiling, but as the veteran explained, the younger driver is still learning the down distance of racing. That means understanding when to push, when to hold back, and how to judge situations with precision. It's similar to a quarterback learning how to read defenses in football. Talent is there, but the decision-making still needs to mature.
Yeah, of course. I definitely have more dialogue with him than any of the other teammates that I have. But yeah, he's just got so much to learn, and certainly got a very high ceiling of talent. Just understanding down and distance seems to be the struggle.
After the race, Ty reportedly said "game on," which raised the question of whether he might retaliate in future races. The senior driver did not seem worried about revenge, saying Ty was likely just hoping for more of a break than he got. He pointed out that Ty is also trying to make a name for himself and win races. Everyone feels they need more space on the track than they're given, but in the end, that's just the nature of racing. When 40 cars fight for the same narrow lines, space is always limited. The most difficult question raised by this event is how playoff drivers should race non-playoff teammates. The playoffs put drivers into two categories: those still in the championship hunt and those who are not. Playoff drivers need every advantage, but non-playoff teammates also want to win races for themselves and their sponsors. The driver explained that there is a certain etiquette involved. Teammates should not make life harder for each other than necessary, but at the same time, no one can afford to simply roll over. The leadership of Joe Gibbs Racing will likely need to set clear guidelines. The driver suggested that these are the types of conversations that strong teams are lucky to have. When multiple cars are running near the front, it means the team is successful, but it also increases the risk of contact. Finding a way to manage that risk without holding back competitiveness is the challenge. Another angle to consider is the psychological impact. Drivers put in long hours of preparation, studying data and practicing, only to see their race undone by a teammate's move. Even if it was a mistake, it can be frustrating. A single spin can cost tens of points, and with races often decided by margins as small as 2 or 3 points over a round, that frustration lingers. Yet the driver here made it clear he did not want to spin anyone and that he regretted the result. Owning up to mistakes is important in maintaining trust. Now, the first major point that was raised is about the aero package. This particular race was run with the same tire compound that will be used at Phoenix, which is one of the most important tracks in the championship picture. Phoenix has been the decider in several championship battles, and the fact that Penske cars were nearly untouchable in this package is a massive sign. When one car or one group has that big of an edge, it means the rest of the field has a mountain to climb. The gap is not about a tenth of a second here or there. It can be as much as a half a second per lap, which over 300 laps translates to 150 seconds or more of lost time. That is nearly 3 laps down in a race. So the biggest focus now is not about noise or drama, but about improving the package so the team can compete at the highest level. So that's all we have for today's episode. Don't forget to give this video a like, smash that subscribe button, and also ring that notification bell for more upcoming uploads.